Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny Berba. Really excited to be here. Welcome to another YouTube Live. In this YouTube Live, I'm going to be teaching you 5 ways that you can get success with women, or 5 ways on how to get success with women. I've done something different to what I usually do. I've actually done a bit of preparation for this talk because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything out. Rather than the talks that I usually do, I just improvise and I don't plan. I just talk from experience, which I'm still going to do, and I love doing that. But this is really crucial that I write these steps down. Thank you. So I could give you the steps, and you can go out and actually practice the steps and get the results that you want. So in the meantime, you can also ask me any questions that you have. I'm always happy to answer them. So I've written them down now in my phone, the notes. Yeah, so I've written them down in steps, and I've also as well written down the excuses that most people make, most men make. Now, because I've been coaching men for 8 years, I've been coaching men for 8 years in the area of confidence, dating and relationships, especially when it comes to, a lot of my work is actually installing confidence in men and teaching them actually how to approach women, and not just how to approach them, but how to actually approach them and get the result that you want eventually. And the result is usually, there's different stages of results, and there are different things that people identify with the results, but none of which they're all the same to some extent. So I'll explain what I mean by results. So the first result that my clients usually want, they want to have the confidence to go up to a woman that they see and find attractive in any social situation, usually in public. They want to be able to walk up to a woman and to tell her that they like her, and to have the confidence to actually talk to her. So that's step one, and that's the first result. Once they can do that consistently and they're comfortable and confident, of course, they then want to go on a date with a woman. So that's the next step. They actually want to learn, how do you ask a woman out? How do you get the phone number? And then when you get the phone number, how do you text? What do you say in a text? And how do you pick up the phone? And then when your girl agrees to it, what do you do on a date? Where do you take a girl on a date? How do you behave on a date? How do you then go from the next step? Obviously, the next step from the date is gonna be seeing the girl again, and at some point it's going to be sex. It's going to be sleeping together, and then it's going to be starting a relationship. So that's like the whole linear process from when we first meet a person for the first time and we're interested and attracted to them, and then we lay our intentions out. We're honest, and all my teaching is about honesty and being vulnerable and confident. So for that reason, everyone is different in approaching, but the first stage is the hardest part, because people who don't try can't understand their ability. That's very true, boss. So what I've actually done for you guys today is, this is incredible value. I've broken down each, not so much the steps, even though you have to take steps in this. I've basically broken down the entire process that you need to go through in order to get the success with women that you really want. And I'll talk about why I'll say that you really want in a second, about the excuses that men make. Because actually knowing what you want is very, very important. I've learned that in life. When we're not sure about what we want, or I think I want it, but I'm not sure, the universe doesn't deliver it. And, for those who believe in God, God isn't going to give us the result. He gives us the life. He gives us the gift of life. He gives us breath. He gives us health. He gives us the potential to do anything that we want to do in our life. But we still have to go out and do the work. And this is what most people are not willing to do. And for the people that are willing to do it, you're guaranteed going to get results, because this is a fail-proof method or philosophy that I'm teaching you. But that doesn't mean you're not going to fail using this method. You actually have to fail lots of times to get the success that you want. And I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so number one of the 5 ways to attract women is you have to first be honest about what you want. And I know that sounds really simple and really obvious, but most people, they make the mistake of not being clear. So you have to get past all of your defense mechanisms, all of your excuses, all of your fears, all of your anger, all of your jealousy, all of your loneliness, all of your insecurity, all of your paranoia, all those negative emotions, all those negative feelings that you have towards yourself, towards the feelings that you have towards people in general, the feelings that you might have towards your friends, even towards your family, and even the feelings that you'll have towards women, frustrations, because you haven't got the result that you want. So, and don't get, I'll answer your questions in a second. I want to finish this talk, very important. So I'll say that again. Number one is you have to be honest about what you want. This is what I had to do. And I'm learning, what I'm basically doing is, in this video, I'm learning from all the success that I personally got with women in the last 13 years, which is a hell of a lot. All the failures that I've got with women, which is a lot. And all of the men that I've helped on my 6-week transformation program, my weekend confidence program, my boot camps, my Skype coaching, my public talks, my newsletters, my YouTube videos. I've looked at all of the consistent results, and all of the clients that have got results with me and got the women and got the confidence, got in dates and got girlfriends, and they've all gone through the same thing. It's all right, you're not late. You don't have to apologize for being late, guys, because I didn't give you the time, so I should be the one apologizing. So just join whenever you want. Just to let you guys know, I've got a new series coming out, and I'm going to be interviewing people all on their stories and how they overcome their fears and got success. So stay tuned. And the first guest is going to be this Monday at 7 p.m. Make sure, guys, Monday, 7 p.m., I'm going to be interviewing one of my former clients, Benedict. He's got a great success story with women and life. So anyway, so number one, okay. So life ain't all about only if you're a sex addict like Johnny. Well, I'm not a sex addict, and you're just being critical and you're being silly. And if you continue writing that, I'm just going to ban you and get you off the channel. So number one is to first be honest and clear about what you want. So, for example, if I get a client coming to me and says, I want to do your 6 weeks program, Johnny, I need your help. The first thing I'm going to say to him is, okay, so you need my help. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve on my coaching with my help? And some of them will go, I want to get a girlfriend. Great, great. So now we know exactly what he wants and he can work towards it. Another client might say, I don't know if I want a girlfriend yet, but I do know that I want to learn, I want to get how I have the confidence to be able to go on dates whenever I want and have the choice of who I date. So that's what he wants. Another guy might say, I just want to get rid of my social anxiety and be more comfortable with people and confident. So you've got to be very clear on what you want, step number one. Now let's move on to step number two. Step number two, this is a challenging one for most people. Probably you guys are going through it. You have to have the courage to admit that you're afraid and that you're insecure about not getting the results that you want. And I'll repeat that again, or not being good enough to get it, which is really the same. So step number two is you have to admit your fears and your insecurities around what you want and what you think you can't get or can't have. And that is obviously to do with the fact of, you know, maybe you've got the fear of that you're not going to get a girlfriend. You've got fears that you're not going to be able to get a woman attracted to you. You're never going to go on a date. All those fears and insecurities, not being good enough. So step number one is be honest about what you want. Step number two is admit to yourself. So just admit your fears. This is exactly what I did. And I've got great results with women. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm not bragging about that. I'm just telling you the truth. I've got great results when I've dated beautiful women from all around the world because I've went out and done this stuff and applied it. And I've got a lot of experience and I've practiced a lot. Practice is key. Okay, so step number three, once you know what you want, once you've admitted to what you're frightened of, what your fears and insecurities are, step number three is you have to commit to facing all your fears that you need to face in order to attract the results you want. So you need to commit. Now, once we know what we want, that's great because we know the direction that we need to go in. Number two, once we admit to what we're frightened of, whatever that is, whether it's not getting a woman, whether it's the fear of actually getting one, whatever the fear is, or fear of not being good enough, or frustration, so admit to it. So number three is that you have to commit. And this is something that all of my clients that I've helped that have got good results, they've all done this. Now, I see lots of men who are very nice guys, got great personality, got great potential. They don't commit, they never get the results. They've been single for 7, 8 years, 10 years. They've been watching my videos. Nothing's happening. They're not doing the work. So the commitment, once you commit to facing all your fears, you're literally literally telling the universe, telling the world, God, that you're ready to get what you want, and it's gonna start. It's like ordering something from Argos or ordering from Amazon. Once you place that order, it's going to be delivered to you. It may take 2 days, it may take a month, but if you make the payment, it's going to come. Now, number 4 is really, really profound. This is where we get really, really deep into the truth. Ready for number 4? Number 4 is you have to accept the pain. You have to accept the pain and the rejections that you must endure in order to attract the results of women. So pain, rejection is something that cannot be avoided if you want to get results of women. And what I mean by results is a girlfriend, or sleeping with women for the first time if you're a virgin, an abundant dating life where you just want to be single and free, and you want to date multiple women, or you just want to be confident. Maybe some guys don't want to get laid, and what Swedish Daniel said is correct. Not every guy wants to go out and sleep with lots of women. And I'm not really teaching that per se. Some guys, they just want to flirt. They just want to be able to talk to a woman, maybe get a friend. So let me just write number 4 again. So with number 4, if you can't accept that, if you can't accept the pain and the rejection, you're not going to get success. You cannot get success without experiencing pain and rejection. It's not possible. And there's lots of people out there that are going to promise that, and they're not being honest. They're not being honest. They're conning you, and they're conning themselves. Because I've been through this many times. Let me just get my lemonade here so I don't get out of breath. So I'm going to start answering questions very soon. Let me just finish off the 5 ways. Okay. Okay. I'll say it again. Number 4, you have to accept the pain. Now, what is the pain? The pain is women are going to hurt your feelings. It's life. People are going to hurt your feelings. You're going to hurt your feelings. They're going to reject you when you approach them. Some are going to give you their numbers. They're going to like you. And when you text them, they're going to change their mind. They're going to flake on you. Some women are going to like you. They're going to go on a date with you. And then after that, they might not want to see you again. And that's a million reasons. Some women have got their own issues. Some women have got insecurity. Some women are not happy. Some of them are dating other guys. So maybe they won't choose you first. They like you, but they found another guy. And it's just part of life. It doesn't really matter about why did they do it. It's just understanding that it's never what's going to happen. But trust me, guys, it's going to change you. If you can fully accept that you're going to experience some pain and rejection, your confidence and your self-esteem and the love you're going to have for yourself and your courage and your confidence for life is going to go up to another level. That's what happened to me. So sometimes you've got to get broken down to break through. You've got to get hurt in order to not be hurt. And the final one, of course, you know what it is. Number 5 is you must take action consistently. And the reason why I say consistently is because it's not enough just to go out for one day, speak to several women, and then expect to get results. I mean, you can get results, and I've seen it with clients, and I've done it. But the likelihood is that's unrealistic. So you must keep up the practice regularly. I can't give you an exact time limit. It's different for everyone. Like I said before, if you hired me as a mentor and you did my 6 weeks program, you'd get results with women much faster. But if you went out and did it yourself and you dedicated yourself, you could do it without my help and do it by yourself. Hey, Anthony 50, how you doing? What was number 1, 2, 3? I missed it. Basically, Uni Raj has been great. He's basically written them down. I'll quickly go through them again. So the first steps to getting successful women. Step 1, you have to be honest about what you want. You need to be honest about the result. Do you want a girlfriend? Do you want to be multiple dating? Do you want to date life with no strings attached? Do you want to just get the confidence of women and just go on some dates so you can build up your confidence, and then you can decide when you meet the right person that's right for you? Do you want to lose your virginity if you're a virgin? Do you want to just go on lots of dates and have coffees with women? And maybe if you're a religious person and you don't believe in sex before marriage, that's fine. Maybe you want to find a wife. Do you want a wife? So if you want to get a wife, you've got to go out and start talking to women and find your wife. So number 1 is about you being very, very, very clear on what you want. Now, if you're not clear on what you want, at least you know that. That's still part of number 1. So if you say to me at the moment, I don't know if I want to get married, I don't know if I want to get a girlfriend, I don't know if I want to have sex with women, I don't know if I just want to make friendships, that's fine. That's fine, as long as you know what you want. It's much better to know what you want or what you don't want than to just be, you're not clear. Number 2 is that you have to admit to all your fears and insecurities that you have around not getting the results that you want with women. So those fears could be, I'm not good enough, I'm not attractive enough, women don't like me, no woman's going to go out with me, I'm never going to get a girlfriend, I'm never going to get laid. That, all of these fears, you have to admit them. Because if you don't look at them and admit them, they're going to bully you in the background. You're going to have all these voices and fears So admitting them is basically the Christian teaching that I love. And you have to be a Christian first, is confession. When we confess what we're terrified of, we're less terrified because we get it out of our system. We feel better. We clean our psyche. We clean our spirit, mind, body, and soul, and all that stuff. That's number two. So number three is you must commit to facing all the fears that you need to face in order to attract the success that you want with women. I'll say that again. You have to commit to facing every single fear that you need to face in order to grow, build the confidence, become attractive, and attract the woman you want. Number four is you have to accept the pain and the rejection that you must endure in order to get success. Because if you don't accept the pain and the rejection, you're not going to get the success that you want. So once you accept the pain and the rejection, you're going to get the success. Number five, you have to take action consistently. If you watch videos on YouTube, if you read books, if you go to seminars, if you listen to gurus, but you don't take action, you're not going to get the results that you want. You have to take action. You have to do the work. Taking action means going out doing the approaching. And you guys already know that. You've seen my videos. You know I'm an action taker. You've seen my clients. So if I promise you guys, if you follow these five steps or 5 ways or this process, whatever you want to call it, I promise you from my heart, no matter how bad you're suffering right now, no matter how insecure you are, what you've been through, you're going to get results with women, because I've tested this for 13 years and got results. And I've been through all the things men have been through. I've been a virgin till 21 and struggled. I've had social anxiety. I've been shy. I've been depressed. I've been insecure. I've been angry. I've been jealous of other people. I've been in those dark places, so I know exactly how they are and how you feel. And I've also been in very beautiful places. I've dated very beautiful women. I've had beautiful girlfriends. I've had great relationships. I've had some awful relationships that are very abusive and negative. I've been on lots of dates. I've been rejected. I've been successful, and I've been very confident. I've not been confident. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. So I know that this stuff works. And I've taught this for 8 years to men all around the world, and I've seen the results they've got. Amazing. So now that I've laid out the 5 ways, it comes down to you guys being committed. So let's answer some questions. Ramos, hello, Johnny, nice to see you. Hey, Ramos, nice to see you, brother. Jeremy Kyle says, excellent advice, Johnny, keep out. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate all the support you guys give me. Anthony 50 says, I look 40. There's nothing wrong with looking 40. 40 is still very young. Even 50 is young. Fish, reprogramming your brain and the way of thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Well, all these steps I've just gave you guys, they include all the things that are necessary. So it's all about reprogramming. It's all about taking action. It's all about challenging your existing negative beliefs. It's all about going out there, putting in the hard work. And I want to say something about number 5. Not only do you just take action, you've got to surrender and enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, if you start saying, I hate it, it's frustrating, dating takes long, when am I going to find someone, everyone's messing me around. If you keep saying that and buying into that story, the results are just going to take longer. You're not going to enjoy it. So if you enjoy the process, which I've always done in most periods, then you're going to get great results, like the book The Secret. Yeah, but as well as The Secret and the law of attraction, I think even more powerful, and I do believe law of attraction, you've got to go out and create the law of attraction. You can't just sit down and go, okay, I mean, you can, but that ain't going to be enough in most cases. In most cases, the grey area. So you can't just sit down and go, I believe I'm going to meet a woman. I believe I'll get a nice girlfriend. I believe I'll be confident. I believe I'll make money. You can do that, but if you don't apply the actual going out and taking the steps and putting in the action and approaching women, it's not going to happen for you. You're just going to stay the same. Affirmations and prayer and meditation, these things are all powerful, but without action, nothing happens. Lots of value received today. Thank you, Johnny, from the bottom of my heart. You're very welcome. Now, what I'm going to do is, guys, as well, is Mark S. Hey, Mark. In terms of many tourist girls in London, do you have any favoured nationalities in terms of attraction? Let me just read that again, because I read it, I didn't understand it. In terms of many tourist girls in London, do you have any favoured nationalities in terms of attraction? In the women that I'm into, I used to be really attracted to Eastern European women. I still am, and I've dated many, like Latvian, Russian, Polish. But to be fair now, I'm a lot more open-minded. I've gotten older. As I've dated lots of women from different parts of the world, I'm just attracted to what I'm attracted to, and that could be any colour. It doesn't really make a difference to me. So to answer your question, I don't have an exact preference anymore because I'm more open to different nationalities as long as it's a good person and we love each other, we're attractive, that's fine. But if you to really force me, I think for most of my life I've been more inclined to be attracted to Eastern European women, and they seem to be attracted to me as well. But I've dated women from other parts of the world, like Venezuela, England, loads of places, so many countries, just so many, Germany. So yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do now is, Johnny, is procrastination a form of fear avoidance? It is. You know what? It's interesting you said that, because there was a period where I was procrastinating, and I was thinking, I was trying to work out, is fear and procrastination a separate thing? And when I do the research and really go into it, of course it's fear. Of course procrastination is fear, because we're procrastinating from something that we know we should do, or we know we need to, or we know that would benefit us, but we don't do it because we're scared to do it. We're scared on many levels. We're scared of the confrontation. We're scared of the success, the responsibility, and we're scared of feeling the emotions that we're going to feel when we go and do the things that we need to do. So procrastination is fear. It's one of fear's disguises. Fear comes in many disguises: defense mechanisms, judging people, rejection, anger. It comes in all the negative forms. But of course, there's a difference between having a rest, like when you need to rest, like you need a good rest for your body, and that's not fear. Obviously, that's different. So it's having the intelligence to understand when you're procrastinating because you're afraid, and when you're resting. Jeremy Kyle says, so true what you're saying, Johnny, about being persistent and accepting rejection, using it to motivate yourself until you succeed. And yeah, and guess what, Jeremy? I want to show you from my heart. A lot of you, maybe you do know, a lot of you probably think Johnny Berba doesn't get rejected now because he's successful, he's a dating coach, and he's dated lots of beautiful women. But the truth is, I do get rejected, and I'm going to get rejected to the day I die. I still get rejected. But that's why I'm successful, because I go through the rejections and I handle it better than probably most men on the planet, because I used to handle it very bad, and I've been in the places that most men are in, which is why I'm in a position to be teaching and helping men. So absolutely, rejection is beautiful. No one really likes it, but when you start getting success in your life, you start growing to like it more, because of course you're going to like some form of pain when there's a lot of pleasure with it as well, if that makes sense. And at maybe 50, excuse me, I've been bullied by parents, my brother actually, so felt rejected since 15 to 20 till now. Asked a few women out, and I kept rejected in my 30s. Hey, good evening, and how are you? I'm great, I'm awesome. I've never felt so motivated, so loving, so inspired, so abundant. And just all I want to do is serve people, help men. That's all. Well, that's not all I want to do. That's a lot of what I want to do. And I feel so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have had the success I had in my life, and I never thought I could get it. I never thought I'd be good enough to do what I'm doing now, and then here I am doing it. So it just goes to show we don't know what's possible for us, and that's my message to other people. I can't pronounce your first name, so I'm going to go by the second, Steve. Is there a step I can take after a compliment a woman to keep the conversation going? Absolutely, there's a step, and I'll tell you what it is now. A bit of a framework to practice. Once you've complimented a woman, to keep the conversation going, what all you need to do, trust me, write this down, right? Write this down. Who am I talking to? Steve. Steve, write this down. All you need to do is ask questions about the woman that you're interested in. That's it. So, for example, excuse me, I just saw you and I think you look really attractive. I love your dress. You go, oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. And the next question is, where are you from? What background are you from? And then she'll tell you, she'll go, oh, I'm from, or she'll go, where do you think I'm from? And then she'll go, I'm from Brazil. You go, all right, Brazil. Ask questions and get her to talk until eventually you both get into a deep conversation. Donkey Kong Jr. Thanks for your help. The key thing is getting into state and out of your head. Absolute key, guys. Donkey Kong said it so good. You've got to get out your head and get in state, and the way you can do that is by number 5 and number 4, which is to take action consistently, approach women and speak to them. You can use this in real life as well. It translates so well. Yeah, everything I'm teaching you guys, these are all the skills and the communication skills that can help you in business, in relationship, in everything, creativity, emotion, everything. Let's read another question from Uni Raj. Johnny, how is shame different from fear? Because rejection causes intense shame to fear. To be honest, I don't really know the answer to all that. I'm not quite sure. Shame might be different to fear, but I'd still say it's still in that same bracket. Because when we feel ashamed, we are ashamed that we're fearful that they're going to judge us. So of course it's fear. I just realised it originates from fear. Thank you so much for the advice. Going to the gym soon. If I see someone, great. Yesterday I I admitted my fears in the moment. I was also assertive, but all of them ended up getting angry and leaving, not sure what to do, or that taking action bit is bringing pain. Well, what you need to do is you need to work on your state, because if you're approaching someone and they're getting angry, it's because you're projecting anger. Probably you're a bit angry, you're not aware of it, and women are sensing that and they're giving it back to you. So what you give out consistently, you want to get back. So just be aware of what where your emotions are, and learn how to move on and get more positive emotions by talking and changing your actions. Anthony 50. This nurse at work came to my table for lunch but hardly spoke. I tried to speak to her but was always on her cell phone. She looked like she had issues. Maybe she did, and look guys, these objections that you're facing and you're kind of complaining about or talking about, don't attack them. Don't attack them. It won't help you. Accept them. There's going to be objections. There's going to be. You're going to have happens to me. It's called life. It's called people. No one's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Success isn't perfect. You also need to improve yourself as well, not just for women. Of course not. It's about practice. Absolutely. Never give up and always start with talking to anyone on a night out. You're speaking sense. Now, of course, guys, this personal development that I'm helping with, and I'm helping myself, and I'm teaching you, we're not just doing this for women. If actually we do it for yourself first and foremost. Of course, the saying is true. It's cheesy, but it's cliche. It's true. You've got to love yourself before you can love anyone else. So you guys got to learn to love yourself more, and so do I, and that's what I work on. So you got to find your purpose in life and take action and try and be a good person and do the things that you know that you need to do and you should do, and it'll make you feel good. I hope you change your mind about not writing a book. Your advice is so true. I will purchase it. As I said, it's not that I will write a book, but when it's the right time, I feel good about it. But who knows? Maybe that's my fear. See, I just caught myself. Maybe I'm procrastinating. Maybe deep down I want to write a book, but I'm afraid to write the book because the book will probably be a global success, and that's going to bring more pressure on me. But it will help a lot of people. So I think you just help me to find a fear in my own life, and I'll work on facing that. Write the book. L. Parker, best way for someone to begin approaching. I suffer from social anxiety, and I am at the stage where I am not able to say morning, afternoon to people. What would you say is the next step? I would say take a risk. I would say if you want to overcome social anxiety or get better socially, once you've said good morning to someone, start a conversation. Just throw something out, just test it. And I often say good morning, they say good morning, and I go, wow, what a life. What a stressful life, what an exciting life. And then they'll go, why, what's happening? So I throw things out. It's like throwing out a hook. And if someone catches it, then I'll continue talking. So throw something out or just take a chance. You've got to take a risk with people. We all have to do that with one another from, all the time. Because we never know what we're thinking, how people are going to act. So you've got to take a risk and just start a conversation and make it, ask them about them, how they're doing, and ask more questions. Ask questions. If you don't know what to say, ask questions. Any thoughts about coaching on general life as well? I have become a director, successful using your techniques, and now I'm married, got 2 good women now, so eyes wonder. And that's funny. That's great. If you've become a director, if you become a director, successful, and now I'm married, that's wonderful. So you're great. You're in a great place. I'm just trying to understand what your actual question is. So I'll read that again. Any thoughts about coaching on general in life as well? I have become a director, successful using your techniques. That's great. And now I'm married to 2 good women. Can you ever be 2 good women? Now I see. I wonder. How do I fix this and don't say a good lawyer? Do you know, I don't really understand your question. I understand that you've achieved some success, which is great. So if you could just elaborate more, then I can answer your question. Donkey Kong. I like that name, Donkey Kong. Thanks, Johnny. I shall give it a go. I'll let you know how it goes if it streams. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course, guys. Let me know how you're getting on, because all these streams are like, I feel like I'm building a good relationship. I'm coaching you now. This actually is coaching. And I know that you guys appreciate it. So we're going to see how you're going to progress in the future as we continue these. And remember my series, I'm going to be interviewing amazing people on all different parts of the area. And I know that some of you are interested in other areas. Remember, this channel is not just about meeting women, accomplished women. It used to be. This is a channel for personal development. It's about confidence building. It's about doing what you love. So it's many things, creativity, all the things. I know you guys can understand what I'm saying. I have to keep explaining myself. Sorry, I meant you really helped me with my working life. You should do this as well, not just coach pickup for women as well. Yeah, I'm already doing that. Thanks for mentioning that. I already do that with my clients now. So I'm not just teaching men how to pick women up. I'm actually working on the all-around life coaching, and that's something that's just organically happened for me. It's just I don't even have to try. And a lot of clients I get now, I think a lot of them take the 6 weeks program with me initially because they think they want to just meet women. But once we start the coaching and they spend time with me and they open up and they start achieving their goals with women, they start bringing their fears out about other areas, and I can help them with that. And the only reason I can help people in other areas is because I've achieved success in my life in these areas, or I'm in the process now of improving them. And I've also failed in all these areas, so I know what I'm on about. Let's read some questions now. Any chance of a video of you while on a date? To be honest, guys, probably not, and I'll tell you why. I used to do that when I first started, and I've got to a stage now where I'm not really comfortable doing that. I don't want to film dates. I don't feel spiritually right about it at this moment in time. I don't mind going out filming infields, talking to them, because that's not illegal. You're allowed to do that, and the conversations and not giving any of their information away. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. You'll just have to take my word for it that I've had a lot of success, but I'm going to give you dating advice anyway. But who knows? Something could change unless I can find a way to do it and legitimize it. But yeah. AF, hey Johnny, not going to the usual Porthouse Saturday. Nah, not going to Porthouse. I've got bored of the Porthouse. I love it. It's a nice place. Giving it a rest. I've been socialising a lot this last few months, so I wanted to spend some time there on my own in the beautiful Corinthia and connect with you guys and help you guys. And I might watch the Amir Khan fight, but I think it's going to start in an hour. But yeah, I'm just taking some time out from socialising because I've been doing it so much. Okay. Right. Johnny, after listening to you, I got really motivated to face my fears. That's great. That's wonderful. But a couple of days I didn't hear from you, and again the fears came back. How to keep the motivation without the coach? That's a good question. The way that you keep the motivation without the coach is you have to find the coach in yourself. You have to dig deep. You've got to find that strong part of you that can nurture yourself, love yourself, and mentor yourself. And you do that various ways, and a lot of that's just sitting down, like I said, in the first 5 steps of being successful women. You've got to really commit to what you want and go out and get it. So it's about being committed and just, affirmations, meditation, but mostly going out and doing it. Hello from Southwest France. That's great. How you doing? Hello from London, Corinthia. Any more infield pickup in the streets coming up? I haven't seen it for a while. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some. Not really pick up, more approaching confidence, more videos of me going out, showing, demonstrating, just being myself, just being confident, talking to women and connecting with them. I thought I'd give you guys an update on my dating life, if you're interested, because you guys seem to be, and I think it's relevant for what I'm teaching and talking about. Single at the moment, but I've got some dates lined up. A Polish girl that I met on the street a few months ago, actually, I got on really well with. We met and kissed. I really liked her. It could have been a potential girlfriend. I lost contact with her, and then out of the blue, a couple of months later, I texted her by accident yesterday, actually, by mistake. and she wants to meet up with me tomorrow. So hopefully we're going to meet tomorrow and see where it goes. She's really beautiful, really nice. I met her on the street. So this stuff works. I lost 7 stone last year by working out and eating right. That's great, man. But you have to conquer the fear to really be attractive with women. Absolutely. Johnny, does speaking with a post accent help to attract girls? I don't know what you mean by that. I have to explain. Nicholas Martin, how you doing, Nicholas? Long after watching your videos, I tried to pick up women, and I was surprised how easy it was. Yeah, it's true. When you get right down to the truth, meeting women isn't hard. Meeting women is easy. It's just we make it difficult, or our mind does. And sometimes it is difficult, but once you get your confidence up and you're in a good place and you like who you are, of course, again, I would say it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to like everything about yourself. But once you're at a place where you're good, it's easy. Love what you do, Johnny. Your videos help me. You're very welcome, Justin. Jeremy Carl, do you think it's worth texting a girl you have in your contact on your phone? Do you know what? I'm so glad you asked me this, Jeremy. This is timely. Yes, it is. And if you'd have asked me 2 years ago, I said no. So I'm evolving, because I found sometimes reconnecting with someone that you haven't seen can actually create attraction and intrigue. And people, look, a woman could be in a relationship and then she can't see you, and then she could come out of a relationship a year later. You text her, that could be your wife. So if you've got an intuition and you feel good about it, do it. You're not going to lose anything, are you? We have a lot of British citizens here. They come for the weather and the tranquility. Oh, I bet they do, yeah. By the way, guys, I just want to make a point of saying I hope I'm not coming across rude or arrogant, because when you're asking me questions, I'm kind of answering them quick and I'm cutting it, because I won't be able to answer everyone's questions if I drag it out too long. So that's why if you ask me something quite meaningful, obviously I wouldn't do that if you're in person with me. That would be rude. But because I'm having to answer lots of questions, I can't stay on a topic too long unless it's really relevant and I think it's going to benefit the whole overall group. So I try and be quick, move on to the next. Nicholas Martin, it's okay to interrupt people who play with their phones. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times I'm straight at people. I'll just say, that's quite rude. I'm trying to speak to you on the phone. Can you get off the phone? Or how long are you going to be on the phone for? Because people tend to do that. If you don't pull them up on it, they just keep doing it. Johnny, you're doing great. Thanks for your time streaming. You're very welcome. I asked women as a Skype, but ran away. I'm not sure about that. American here. So, guys, I was going to say as well, please, if you enjoy my work and you love the videos and it's helping you, please subscribe to my channel. You can do it right now. It takes 2 seconds. Hit subscribe on the subscribe button. Like this video and share these live streams with your friends on your social media. I want to get the message out. So if you've got friends that you think could benefit from my teaching or channel, or female friends, anyone, because my work's all about helping women, then share it. Johnny, is it better to find and talk to a girl online or in real life? Oh, come on, man. You know the answer. It's much better in person. That's what my whole teaching's about, and discovery. In person every day of the week. But that doesn't mean you can't use online dating as well. But that you shouldn't depend on that. But again, you see, I think it's better, much better. Oh yeah, I've got some more things I want to share with you guys. And this is basically all the excuses men make for being single when in truth they want a relationship. I'll get to that in a second. Sim Roberts, I'm divorced at 5 years at 50. I found it so difficult to chat to a woman. One of the things I can say to you is a lot of my clients have been in the same position. I just looked at a new client recently who was 49. I'm not sure if he was divorced, but he's 49 and he's done the first session. He's done great. He's come out and been approaching. But I have worked with other clients in that position, and you've got to face your fears. You've got to face the fear. Who must be Sim Roberts? Because if you've been divorced 5 years, I understand course, you're going to be in pain. It's going to be easy. But the only way to get over a breakup of a woman is to go out and meet another woman. And there's nothing more. There's no more important time. And I can actually help you to do this. And I hope you don't mind me selling to you, because I believe I could potentially help you change your life. And as Floyd Diamond said, the guy that I look up to, a salesman, if you want to fire me, you can. You don't have to do the coaching. And of course, I need to see if I would be right for you. But my 6 weeks program could potentially help you. I could take you out and teach you how to build your confidence to speak to women. And that's ultimately what my work's about. That's how I help them, taking them out in the field and being there with you, getting my hands dirty with you and doing the coaching with you and helping you to build your confidence. And then you can meet someone else. So all of today's talk is relevant for guys that are divorced, guys that are single, guys that are virgins, guys that have confidence, guys that have social anxiety, young guys in their 20s, older guys in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I've mentored all the different ages, and it's been the same solution for all of the different problems. It's to take fucking action. Sorry to swear, but I'm passionate, and to do the approaching and build the confidence. If you don't approach women, then you won't get the results, you won't get the confidence. I fear rejection. Anthony 50. Anthony, I want to bring you back to the 5 ways being successful for women. One of the rules is that you have to, number 4 is relevant for you. You have to accept the pain and the rejection that you must endure to get results with women. Never been married. Neither have I. Fingers crossed this year. Zorsia, do I have to be in a good mood before I approach? No, you don't. I don't want to scare women with it. This is a big point I want to mention. One of my things I've learned on the journey about success with women, success with business people and life and creativity or anything, you have to discipline yourself to do things when you don't feel in a good mood. Like, I'm not always in the best mood before I do these YouTube lives, but once I get started and get warmed up, once my state changes, my mood changes, and then I am in the mood. So we can't use the excuse, I'm only going to do it when I'm in a good mood, because then you're going to do it once a year. You have to do things when you don't feel like it. That's how you grow. That's how you get more confidence. And that's how you get the result. Enduring pain and rejection involves lots of sobbing, crying. Sometimes it does, yeah. Sometimes that's a part of it. There's nothing wrong with that. Subscribe when you only had 3,000 subs. Thumbs up for Johnny, guys. That's awesome, man. You've been with me for that long. That's great, man. Wow. From Agent. When I was 22, I met an incredible, beautiful English girl in my hometown in Agent. She was quite tall and gorgeous, dark hair and blue eyes. Great souvenir. I did not find her. Sorry about that. I fear getting triggered. It happens way too often. That's normal. You're going to get triggered. You're going to be triggered. You're going to get jealousy. You're going to get fear, anxiety. You have to learn to deal with the triggers when they come up and not identify them. More self-control. And that can only happen through putting yourself in situations that triggers these emotions. Today, all the women are on their phone 24/7. How are you supposed to meet when they're isolating themselves? That's excuse making. You've got to be careful of that, because not every single woman is on her phone. And if you start falling into blaming and excuses, you're not going to get the results. And because it's true, it doesn't need to be true for you. So you have to change your thinking. Nicholas Martin, women don't reject brutally most of the time. They're mostly polite and diplomatic. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's actually true. That's a more healthier mindset perception. Oh yeah, I forgot. I want to tell you guys as well. I want to remind you about an event that I've got coming up next week. This is going to be an incredible event. If you guys enjoy the YouTube live and you like connecting and learning, you should come to my free event next week in London. I'm doing an event on the 16th, that's Sunday. It starts at 1 p.m, finishes at 4. I'm going to be teaching you how to be confident with women, how to meet women, how to be confident in public speaking, business, life, all of the areas that you're interested in. And that's free, so just drop me an email. So I'll give you my email. And then you can email me if you want to come along. You're very welcome. There's going to be a lot of like-minded, nice people to meet. Also, as well, if you're interested in my mentorship and you want to be coached by me and do my 6 weeks program or weekend boot camp, you can drop me an email. We can get on the phone and I can see if you're right for me, I'm right for you, and I can help you. So give my email. No, I'm not going to be posting up on Meetup. I'm not a member of Meetup. I had events on there before, and they took it down for some reason. So I've got a Facebook group that you can join or get on my newsletter. But I let you know on all the social media platforms, that you're on YouTube, Facebook, and mainly get on my newsletter. That's the best way. In regards to 6 weeks program of Aiden, I think we've come to a point now where it's ended. Because yeah, I think he's happy enough, and we didn't want to force it. We didn't want to keep doing the episode when we've come to a place now where I feel it's come to an end. It was really great, and Aiden's doing really good. But I'll probably be doing more 6 weeks programs in the future with newer students. That's definite, because I enjoy doing them. I know they seem to get a really good response. If you were to approach and get rejected consistently, at what point will there be a turnaround to get a favorable response? Will it happen automatically? Yeah, you've pretty much answered your own question. If you keep getting rejected at some point, if it keeps happening, you're doing something wrong. You need to get mentoring. You need to get someone that can help you. You need to make changes, probably in your actions, your beliefs, your personality. So, of course, if you're getting rejected all the time and you're never getting success, something's not right. Something that you're doing is wrong. You need to change that. But you need to be aware of what you're doing wrong and what you need to change in order to change the result. How often do you make these live streams? To be honest, at the moment, I just do the live streams when I feel like it, because I'm new to it. So I've been doing it kind of every other day. Yeah, at this point, you just gotta check the channel, like have a look once a day, because I could be on. But I've got a new series started. I'll be interviewing successful people that have got great stories, and that starts on Monday. So Monday, 7 p.m. Check out the interview. I'm going to be interviewing Benedict, one of my former clients. He's got a great story, very successful now. We're probably going to go for another 5 minutes, guys. So any more questions, I'll answer it, and then we're gonna call it a day. So I'm going to watch the want to check out the Amir Khan fight. I'll let you guys know as well. I've also been asked to come on to I forgot the guy's name. These guys, they seem pretty good. They run a meetup group for men, and they want me to come on their Facebook stream. That's going to be on October the 3rd. So I'll let you guys know. I'll be doing an interview for them on live Facebook, so you guys can check that out. How many girls did you meet in the videos in total? I'm not quite sure your question. Do you mean by the ones that I filmed? It's been a few. Most of the girls I meet, it's not on camera, it's off camera. And I can't tell you how many I've met in the 13 years I've been doing it. It's too many to count. It's been a hell of a lot. How many women would it take to ask out to become confident? I can't give you a number on that. There's not a specific number, but it definitely comes down to doing it a lot of the time. So it's better to ask 100 women out than none. Of course, the more you do it, the more confident you're going to get. But there's no specific number that I could give you, a scientific number to guarantee, you know, when you approach and ask this many women out, you're going to be confident. It depends on you. Just going to answer this. I'm just going to order everything now. Let's have a look here. Getting up a drink, I'm really thirsty. So, yeah, not your questions. What is the worst thing that happened while picking up? I'll tell you. Excuse me, sorry. Can I get another one, please? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The worst thing that's ever happened, I can't think because nothing that bad's happened. So that means if I can't think, there's nothing really bad that's ever happened. When I actually look at the facts, nothing bad's ever happened when I've approached. Asking women out at work, not a good place. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to ask women out where you work unless you're very, very sure that she's going to say yes and you're both attracted to each other and you end up having a long-term relationship. It's a bad move because if it doesn't go well, you've got to keep going back to work. Why put yourself in that predicament and go out and meet so many women? So I wouldn't do that. It's like shitting on your own doorstep. It doesn't make sense. Do women recognize me in the street now? I've had it a few times because I've got more known, but not as much as you think, unless they are and they're not telling me. But from the actual women that go, I know you, it's happened half a dozen times. But I think if I continue going where I am, it won't be soon that they will. That's not a problem. The Tate Modern Lates, which is a free event, 28th September. Thanks for giving a heads up. 6 to 10 cool places to try. Yeah, great places like Gary's and Tate Modern would be great. Thank you. Thanks for the live stream. Have a great evening off to the gym now. Awesome. Enjoy your workout, man. Mad Mike, is it a disaster being a virgin at 21? Of course it's not a disaster. I was a virgin at 21. That's young, so it's not a disaster. It's not. But I tell you what is a disaster. What is a disaster is letting fear beat you and not going out and approaching and speaking to women and being social and finding a girlfriend that you can eventually lose your virginity. But it's not a disaster. It's actually a blessing. It's not a disaster. And maybe you're going to feel different, obviously, and I understand that. But I was a virgin at 21. And a lot of my clients come to me and they're virgins, like the young guys, 20. Mad Mike, not a disaster still. True. Why some women stare and are locked with eyes, not smiling? I smile anyway, but nothing. Well, some people just do that. I don't know why. That's not very relevant. Nicholas Michael, I lost my virginity at 21. I'm 40 now. Been doing everything in the book the last 20 years. It's great. Yeah, I mean, obviously, for guys that are 21 and still virgins, you're going to feel a bit stressed. It's natural. I felt that way. But if you go out and take action, you're not going to be a virgin for much longer, and you'll meet someone and lose your virginity. One of the things that actually just come to me, I just thought now I want to share with you guys, that's important, is that you have to believe in yourself even when you don't believe in yourself, which sounds like a contradiction, but it's true. So you have to believe that it's possible for you personally, to get the results that you want with women or results of life. And if you can't condition yourself to believe that, then the likelihood is it won't happen anytime soon. But if you can believe in yourself, even when your mind's telling you that you can't believe in yourself, and then you take the action, you'll get the results. So it's belief backed by action. Belief about action equals dry land swimming, as Bruce said. Nothing's going to change. And a lot of action with very bad beliefs will eventually get results, because the action changes your experience, changes your emotions, changes your thought patterns, and changes the very reality that we live and breathe in and see every single day. So we're going to be finishing up in a few minutes. If any of you guys are interested in working with me on my 6 weeks transformation program, or doing a weekend conference program with me, you can email me. Am I disturbing you? No, it's that's all right. You can email me we can talk on the phone and I can see if I can help you, and then we can go from there. Is it hard when everyone around you is negative and we end up behaving? I'm sorry, I misread your question. What was I going to say? Okay, yeah, the last one I want to talk about actually is some of the excuses that most men use, and women do it as well. But they make excuses, and basically this is a Freudian defense mechanism. If you've ever seen the good film Good Will Hunting, which is a beautiful film, you'll notice in the film that the main character, Matt Damon, is he has a fear of abandonment, and basically he's always using defense mechanisms. That's basically when you're afraid to admit what you want and you're in denial of what you want, so you rationalize it and you do use behaviors or different habits. And I see this with a lot of my clients initially who are afraid to admit what they want. And usually it always comes down to love. It's the fear of love, fear of being abandoned, not getting it. So it's having the courage to take away the defense mechanisms that you have in your own personality, in your own life, and work towards going towards what you want and getting what you want, and then you're happy. So yeah, excuse me, guys, we're going to finish now. It was great speaking to you. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that you got a lot out of this. And if you're interested in getting my mentorship, you've got my email. You can come also to my free events in London. I've got a talk next week, 16th. Check out the next first interview. It's going to be Benedict this Monday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be interviewing my friend Tom on Thursday, and I'm going to be getting other big names in the personal development industry and dating and so forth. So great to speak to you soon. Enjoy the process.